Got it. Thanks, Judge.
Okay. All right. What's your name, sir?
Landon.
Repeat that.
Landon Carr.
Okay, Mr. Carr, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for, sir. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You can write to an attorney. You can afford an attorney. One will be put on your behalf. The tickets are P1183526. Driving unregistered motor vehicle, no insurance misdemeanor, driver license not valid. Ticket 497761, driver license suspended. In both of these matters, sir, you're given a personal bond or dollar amount pretrial February 18th in front of Judge Christina Kennedy. Now to your main matter. This is case number 25055000201. Crusader, Michigan versus Landon Carr. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
And Ryan Moran, P3665 on behalf of Mr. Carr. We waive the reading, Mr. Carr.
All right. I need to give a shout out to Andrea from Iowa for this. She sent this one to me. I haven't seen it yet. I've got some more good clips as well.
Stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Court on night, good to plea on behalf of Mr. Carr. Bond recommendation, Mrs. Coyle.
Your Honor, I do note in this case, it was from August of 24. It was not signed until December 28th of 24 as well. It's charged as an FACCW felony firearm. It should be a felony firearm second because he had a 2008 armed robbery felony firearm. But needless to say, I do not see anything that has occurred between the complainant, Ms. Croft, and the defendant since. People have no objection to a $50,000 personal bond, no contact with Ms. Croft, her dog, or her home. They are neighbors. So I will leave it to the court whether to, because of her age, and the fact that he's also allegedly walked his pit bull and loosened the leash to use that as intimidation as to Ms. Croft. I would ask the court to make it a condition of the bond. He is not to be anywhere near or walking his dog anywhere near her residence or near her.
I see they're neighbors. Are they really next door neighbors?
That I can't tell. I don't know if Mr. Murad would know.
I think it's the next door neighbor.
Mr. Murad, I've gone through all this. And for a no contact order with the dog, do you have the name of the dog? so I can put it in the order.
I have to defer to Ms. Coyle.
I have. Oh no, you can't pass it to me. I don't.
Okay, I will put unknown Fido.
Well, we know it's a small dog.
No objection to the recommendation, Judge. 50,000 personal, I think, is appropriate.
Okay, no contact with Francine Croft. No contact with the the Yonka address. And let me just see for the record, if I know they're on the same side of the street, but let me just get clarification.
Let me see if I
can find
it.
No, I'm looking on Google Maps now.
Okay.
I'm not going to share the screen for obvious reasons.
I know.
Oh, they are next door to each other. Okay. Okay. They are next door to each other. All right. It's $50,000 personal bond, no contact with Francine Croft, nor unknown Fido. Let me put that, nor Fido, the dog. That's my John Doe for dogs. Since I don't have a name. No contact And that means no contact, sir, means actually that. I know your next door neighbors, but if you see her outside, I don't want you in front of her house. If you see her outside or whatever, I want you to go back inside the house or go the other way. Okay? I don't want you walking your dog. I don't want you walking your dog in front of her house. You go the other way. I don't want you on the sidewalk or anything. Okay, is that clear?
Sir.
And also, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons while this case is pending. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Probable cause January 17th, preliminary examination January 24th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Step aside, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, ma'am, what is your name?
Karen Muse, sir.
Ms. Muse, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants. You approach the bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93
Yep, Amanda. I don't think I'm going to leave my cave.
days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are U391-42117. Smoking at a gas pump. The ticket U393-24017. Anyone out with permission? Ticket U602-54121. Trespassing. Ticket P1547781. Loitering and disobeying a lawful order of police officer. As I stated earlier, personal bond, no dollar amounts. Pretrial, Valentine's Day, February 14th, in front of Judge Michael Wagner. Now to your main matter. This case number 160-448-7801. You said Michigan versus Karen Muse. I believe this is Attorney General case. For the record, I have a $100 10% capious bond set March 27, 2023 by Judge Bryant. Appearance, Mr. Murad.
Brian Murad, P83665. On behalf of Ms. Muse, we waive the reading, stand mute. Ms. Muse has been advised of her rights.
Excuse me, I
Don't
have an
do
attorney.
it, don't do it, Ms. Muse. Don't do it, Ms. Muse. Hold on a second.
Ma'am, okay, Mr.
I have
Murad.
an attorney. Her name is Wally.
Ma'am. Mr. Murad,
Yes,
why
sure.
should I not continue this capious bond set by Judge Bryant almost 2 years ago?
There were address changes and competency issues, Judge. She was finally found competent, I believe, more recently, but there was a time where she was not. I know that now that we do have a good address for her that was different than the one we had originally, and we also have her mother's contact information. I think we're armed with the information to get her to court. So I'd ask for one more opportunity here.
$100 personal bond, ma'am. You're supposed to stay out of the MGM casino.
Yes, sir.
Pretrial.
Can I tell you I have an attorney?
No, I don't want to hear a word from you. Ma'am, if you interrupt me one more time, you and I are going to have some problems. You got a personal bond, pretrial January 28th in front of Judge Bryant. Stay out of the MGM casino. Step aside, please.
Thank you.
I see my entire chat's pulling for an interruption.
What's your name?
Chanel Holyfield.
Are you the real deal?
Yes, sir.
All right, case number 240-612-6201. Two State of Michigan versus Chanel Holyfield. Appearances, please.
Benson for the people.
Brian Murad, P83665. On behalf of Ms. Holyfield, we waive reading, stand mute. Ms. Holyfield's been advised of her rights.
Court on not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Holyfield. By recommendation from the people.
Yeah, with all due respect, I don't know if the real deal ever ended up using beer bottles to knock people out. Allegedly, that's what this defendant ended up doing. She used a beer bottle to assault an individual in a bar. Now, Judge, I see it. It's an offense that
My man coming in hot. I like it. I like it.
that dates back to December 2nd of 2023. I think you're familiar with this. The warrant was entered January 2nd of 25. You were the one who ended up reviewing the complaint in this. I don't have any priors. I have a defendant, a second defendant who hasn't even been arraigned yet. So I can't even use that in this argument as a precedent as to why cash or personal should be used. So I'll defer to your discretion. It is highly assaultive. The individual that the defendant ended up assaulting had to go to the hospital, as you can surmise, as a direct result of injuries from a glass beer bottle. But Judge, I'll leave this one up to you. I just wanted to give you everything that I knew.
Mr. Rod?
I'm calling for the glass beer bottle. I didn't find that in the report. Can you give me a paragraph, Mr. Vincent, before I make an argument?
Sure, bottles or glasses.
Which pair?
Are you
either
looking at
way.
the same report? Okay.
For this whole
Anyway,
Anyway, forget that for now.
Right,
Let me just let you know,
go
Judge.
ahead.
No problem.
Oh, it's personal? Okay. All right.
She's working full-time here, 10:30 to 4. High-low driver. Police called her to come home. She comes home on the warrant. They arrest her. No flight risk at all here. But we'll let this flush out in court. No like intimate relationship. As Mr. Vincent
I
pointed out,
think a no contact provision will suffice. No contact, personal bond, $10,000 personal bond, no contact with Miss Mosley. I think that'll suffice in this type of case. I'm not going to. I think that'll suffice. No possession of any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. While this case is pending. Probable cause January 22nd, preliminary examination January 29th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Step aside, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Next case. Mr. Fabre.
All right, I quickly need to address the pearl clutchers here. This has an MH component to it. It's an interesting case. I'm aware of it. You don't need to tell me. We're going to watch it anyway.
Judge, this is Mr. Justin Williams, 22 CR 74. He's at the jail.
Thank you, Mr. Fabre. And announcements to the court.
So, Judge, we're actually here for kind of a status docket. Mr. Williams, this case is very old, has been, there's a lot of history, has been in and out of custody on this case for a couple different reasons. We have waived prelim already, so we're technically at a pretrial phase. Mr. Williams is going to, at this time, waive his right to trial and enter a no contest plea to count 1 criminal threat. The state has agreed to dismiss remaining counts, and then we're going to set it for sentencing and make a bond motion.
Okay. Has this matter already been to arraignment?
Yes, Judge, it's been through arraignment. It's for a pretrial status right now.
Thank you. Criminal threat, that would be a severity level
9.
9-person felony.
Person felony.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah, you always come through for me.
We will go on the record. Case is entitled State of Kansas versus Justin Williams, 22 CR 74. State of Kansas appears by Assistant Butler County Attorney Amber Norris. The defendant, Mr. Williams, appears in person and by court-appointed counsel Joe Fabre. This matter does regularly come back before the court this date on the pretrial conference plea docket. And announcements to the court, Mr. Fabre.
Judge, we have reached a plea agreement in this case. Mr. Williams will be pleading no contest to count 1, criminal threat, level 9 person felony. State has agreed to dismiss count 2, criminal trespass. And at sentencing, it's anticipated Mr. Williams will be a presumptive probation. likely will have maxed out his time, to be honest with you, and and the state will agree to mid-box, assuming there's any sentence left.
Thank you, Mr. Fabre. Mr. Williams, Mr. Fabre has advised the court you do wish to enter a no contest plea to count one only, criminal threat, severity level 9, person felony. State has indicated willingness to dismiss count 2. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
There are a number of questions that I do need to ask you in order to ascertain whether you are knowingly and voluntarily entering your plea. Sir, how old are you?
I'm 46 or 45 or 47. Yeah. I can't remember. That's been so long.
What year were you born?
1979. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's been even longer since I was born, but I remember. I mean, I don't remember being born, but I remember how long ago it was.
1979. Yeah.
Okay.
Your Honor, his date of birth is 5/3/79.
Yeah. 5379.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd be 45 years of age. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you married or single?
I'm single. Yeah.
Are you employed?
Yes. Yes.
What type of work have you done in the past?
Construction. Utility contractors.
What is the highest education level you have obtained?
The 12th grade. Yeah.
Are you making your plea voluntarily?
Yes.
Have there been any promises or threats made to you which have influenced you to plead no contest?
No.
I understand there have been certain plea negotiations entered into between your counsel and counsel for the state. Do you understand even though the attorneys may make certain recommendations in regards to sentence, the decision in regards to appropriate sentence is mine pursuant to the sentencing guidelines for the state of Kansas? Do you understand that?
Yes.
When you plead no contest, you surrender and waive certain legal rights you would otherwise have if you chose to go to trial. Do you understand you have the right to a speedy trial where your guilt or innocence would be determined by a jury, or if you chose to waive a jury by a judge?
So we're gonna have a speedy trial today.
No.
No.
We're in the process of going through taking a plea.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand in such a trial you would have the right to confront the witnesses against you and have them cross-examined by your attorney?
Yeah.
Do you understand in such a trial you would have the right to subpoena witnesses who may have information favorable to you and call them to testify on your behalf?
What are you saying? That we're going to trial? No.
Do you understand if the case did go to trial, you would have the right to subpoena witnesses who may have information favorable
You'd think after all the Judge Wapner he's seen, he could get through this a little easier.
to you and call them to testify in your behalf if you chose to go to trial? It's the
Yeah.
court's understanding you're wishing to enter a plea here
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand in such a trial it would be the burden of the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt on each element of the charges against you before you could be found guilty?
Yeah.
Do you understand the judge and the jury must presume you are innocent until the state proves otherwise, if ever, beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yeah.
Do you understand if convicted at such a trial, you'd have the right to ask the court for a new trial, and if denied, would have the right to appeal your conviction and your sentence to the appellate courts of the state of Kansas?
Yes.
Do you understand you're giving up each one of these rights if you plead no contest?
Yeah.
Do you understand the sentence which may be imposed?
What's imposed mean?
What the court may order you to serve as far as the sentence.
I maxed out my time, sir.
In regards to this case, you can be sentenced anywhere from 5 to 17 months in prison. If you would have a criminal history of one person and one non-person felony or less, there's a presumption you'd be placed on probation. If you would have a criminal history of two-person felonies or more, there's a presumption you would be placed in prison. As you appear before the court today, I do not know what your criminal history is, if any. You would best know what your criminal history would be. Do you have any question as to the sentence the court may impose?
No.
Pardon me?
No.
Thank you. Do you understand that in addition to the possible sentence and fine, the court will order payment of court costs? I may require you to pay restitution for any personal injury or property loss.
Don't worry, stick with it. He's going to uncork a big conspiracy with Attorney Norris soon.
I may impose administrative cost of a probation program and may require you to reimburse the state for your indigent legal fees.
Yeah.
Have you ever been adjudged mentally ill by a court?
No.
Ever had a guardianship or conservatorship set up to handle your affairs?
No.
Are you presently under the influence of any intoxicating liquors or drugs?
No.
Have you had plenty of time to discuss this case with your attorney?
Yes.
Would you like any more time to talk to Mr. Favre about the matters we have just discussed?
No, sir.
Keeping in mind all matters we have discussed, is it still your wish to plead no contest?
Yes.
Court at this time will accept a factual basis from the state. And Ms. Norris?
Judge, before Ms. Norris proceeds, I think it's important to probably note on the record, in this case, Mr. Williams has previously been found to be incompetent and has been sent to Larned for restoration services. He was brought back. So in regards to the mental health, I think that that's probably relevant. And he is currently, I think, on his mental health medications and maintaining. So I don't doubt his ability to make this plea, but I just want that fully in the record in case there's any question about that.
Thank you, Mr. Favre. And once again, the court will accept a factual basis from the state. Ms. Norris?
Yes, Your Honor. On February 28th, 2022, at North Anita in Potwin, Butler County, Kansas, the defendant did make verbal threats to Jenna Estes. Specifically, I will kick your ass. And I think referencing her door, I'll kick that motherfucker in. And these threats were made after the defendant had been trespassing on the property and had been told to leave, and then did become rather aggressive. And they did put Miss Estes in fear for her safety.
Thank you, Ms. Norris. And once again, Mr. Williams, do you know of any reason why the court should not accept your plea?
No.
And Mr. Favre?
They pulled a gun on me. I didn't criminal threat them.
No, Judge. No, Judge, I have no. Mr. Williams is willingly entering a no contest plea. We've discussed that. That's why he's entering a no contest. And we have no objection to the court accepting the factual basis.
Notice is related to Jen Kelly. Does that make any sense to you, Mr. Hart?
No. What are you talking about, Mr. Williams?
The plaintiff in this case is Jen Kelly, and that's Amber Norris's daughter. That's conflict of interest.
Mr. Williams, Miss Norris does not have a daughter. Find that you are alert and intelligent, that
Yes.
you understand the nature of the charges and appreciate the consequences of pleading no contest. I further find you understand the rights you're giving up by pleading no contest. I do find the facts of the case to be sufficient to find you guilty of criminal threat, severity level 9, person felony. Further find your decision to plead no contest is freely given, and that you have had the advice of a good attorney with whom you are well satisfied. Therefore, I do accept your plea of no contest and find you guilty. Count one only, criminal threat, severity level 9, person felony. Court grants the motion of the state to dismiss count 2. Court does set this matter for sentencing, and I believe that that would be on the court's March date, I believe. Chris, is that the 27th?
It is, Judge.
Court sets the matter for sentencing March 27, 2025 at 1:30. March 27, 2025 at 1:30 by Zoom. Immediately after the hearing here too, I do order Mr. Favre for you to contact court services to make contact with Mr. Williams for purposes of setting an appointment for pre-sentence investigation report interview. Any other matters to come before the court? Ms. Norris
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
and Mr. Favre?
Yes, Judge, we would like to address the issue of Mr. Williams' bond. Not quite sure what the amount of his bond is right now, but he has been in custody on this since November on this last stint. And as the court may recall, he's been in custody a lot on this case because of competency and other issues prior to this. So we'd ask the court to consider modifying him to an OR or a lower cash or surety, allowing him to return to his home and to proceed with employment, which he says he has some possibility of maintaining.
And,
We would note for the court he's presumptive probation on this case.
and Your Honor, the current bond is a no bond hold for the failure to appear that happened back in March of 24.
Okay, recommendations in regards to bond, Ms. Norris from the state?
Your Honor, based on the previous failure to appear, I'm not sure that an OR is necessarily appropriate, but I do I think that the court should set a bond as opposed to continuing the no bond hold. He is presumptive probation as far
Not to mention Judge Wapner.
as I am aware. So leave it to court's discretion regarding the dollar amount to be set.
Court finds that the previous bond initially was 10,000 cash or surety. It appears that that was modified on May 6, 2022 to 5,000 cash or surety. And it would appear to me that the court reinstates bond in the amount of 5,000 cash or surety. 5,000 cash or surety bond. Okay. Anything further, Ms. Norris?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
And Mr. Favre?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
There being nothing further to come before the court is in recess.
I actually thought that was interesting. I'm surprised that they took the plea. The judge has been around forever. He knows what he's doing. I'm not questioning it. I'm just saying it was kind of on the edge. His attorney disclosed everything, but they decided to proceed with it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Spanbro, how are you doing today?
That's a do.
Good.
That much fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right. right, is this Mr. Pugh?
I have to thank Brecken for getting this to me.
Yes, sir. Mr. Pugh, you're before the court for aggravated assault with a firearm, shooting into an occupied vehicle, possession, marijuana with intent to sell, deliver, or distribute, possession of a controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, and possession of a firearm under the age of 18. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir. Will I be able to talk to him? Will I be able to call and talk to him?
Probably not today. Deputy,
It's juvenile history, 22 resisting without disorderly battery, criminal mischief, battery ×2, 23 obstruction, false info on a missing person. That's it, other than these.
aggravated assault, 50,000. Shooting into an occupied vehicle, 50,000. Possession of marijuana with intent to sell or distribute, 5,000. Possession without a script, 5,000. Possession of paraphernalia is 1,000, and possession of a firearm under the age of 18 is 25,000. Court date's going to be February 17th at 9 o'clock with random UAs, no contact directly, indirectly through a third party with the alleged victim. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. Give us 1 second, sir.
Okay. No name given. I could probably mispronounce that. No name given. Is that our interpreter on the screen? Madam Interpreter, can you hear me?
Wait, hold on.
This is the Hindi interpreter, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Would you please state your name and your certification?
My name is Swapna Raichaudhary, and certification, I am a language skilled, because there is no certification for the language, so I am language certified.
There shall not be any cutting of trees.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will truthfully and accurately interpret the conversation of court in the defendant's day?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. We will get
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm ashamed.
our defendant out here as quickly as possible. They've got to keep separate from the juvenile.
Okay, thank you.
Look at Wes's beard. The thing is magnificent. Small animals can hide in that for days. Deputy Gator.
I took 2 out this morning, sir.
His neck is warm no matter what. Temperature doesn't affect a man like that.
No, sir. All good genes, sir.
Oh, if I could grow facial hair like that, I would never shave.
Turn around.
Might
Turn around.
support. All right. So, Madam Interpreter, would you please ask him to state his full name for us?
आप अपना पूरा नाम बताएं. Himanshu.
He's before the court charged of driving under the influence.
आप गाड़ी चला रहे थे, नशे में थे.
I understand he's been given copies of paperwork and advised of his rights.
आपको एक कागज देंगे और आपके क्या हक बनते हैं, आपके अधिकार आपको समझाया जाएगा.
Based on the application that he completed, he does qualify, and I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent him. So he does have an attorney now.
अच्छा, आपके लिए एक वकील का इंतजाम किया गया है जो आपके लिए रहेगा.
Deputy, do we have criminal history on Mr. Himanshu?
No, sir.
Madam Interpreter, would you ask him what brings him to Bay County?
आपको बे काउंटी में क्यों आना पड़ा? आने की वजह क्या है?
इधर वैसे घूमने फिरने के लिए आया था।
Excuse me, Judge, can I ask him to speak little high, louder?
Yes, ma'am.
थोड़ा जोर से कहिए, मेरे को सुनाई नहीं आया आपकी बात।
वैसे घूमने फिरने के लिए आया था।
हाँ?
घूमने फिरने के लिए आया था इधर।
Oh, I came just to look around.
Okay. I'm going to set his monetary bond at $2,500.
अभी पहले आपको 2500 का उन्होंने बॉन्ड रखा हुआ है।
His court date will be January the 13th. That's Monday at 1 o'clock.
और जनवरी 13 को 1 बजे आपकी सुनवाई का वक्त दिया गया है।
While he's on release, he's to have no alcohol. He's not to possess or consume alcohol while he's on release.
और जब आपको छोड़ा जाएगा तब आप कभी भी अपने पास में किसी तरह का शराब या कोई भी अल्कोहल नहीं रखेंगे।
Good luck, sir.
आपको गुड लक किया है।
Correct. That's all for this one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for having me, Judge. Have a good day.
I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Jordani, this one's yours.
Your Honor, you're still under oath from the arraignment docket.
Yes,
Ask her to state her full name for me.
Dígale su nombre completo al juez. Dígale su nombre completo al juez.
Yes.
Jennifer Gomez Canal.
She's
Jennifer
before the
Gomez
court
Canal.
charged. She's before the court charged with prostitution. Does she understand that charge?
Está frente al juez acusada de prostitución. ¿Entiende el cargo?
Más o menos. Sí.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. Well, I understand she's been given copies of paperwork and advised of her rights. Based on her application, she does qualify, and I'm going to appoint the public defender.
Entiendo que se le dio copia del papeleo y se le notificaron sus derechos. Según su solicitud, determino que califica y le asigno al abogado de oficio para que la represente.
Deputy, criminal history?
She has no tracking, no history.
How long has she been in Bay County?
¿Por cuánto tiempo ha estado en el condado Bay?
Panama City.
Aquí.
Here?
Una semana.
1 week? Or
4 días.
4 days?
Bond set at 5,000. Court date's going to be January 13th at 1 o'clock in front of Judge Dyer.
Se le fija la fianza en 5,000. Su próxima audiencia va a ser el 13 de enero a la 1 en punto frente al juez Dyer.
Buena suerte.
¿El 5 de cuándo? Perdón.
The 5th of what? What was that?
Good luck.
Buena suerte.
That's what I said. Didn't say like Groot did in that Corona commercial. Buena suerte. That should would be more natural. Ask her to state her full name for me, Jordani.
Dígale su nombre completo al juez.
Try again.
Dígalo de nuevo en voz alta.
Tylee Gómez Águila.
She's before the court charged with prostitution. Does she understand the charge?
Está frente al juez acusada de prostitución. ¿Entiende el cargo?
Más o menos.
Sort of.
It's a very common response. I understand she's been given copies of paperwork, advised of her rights. Based on her application, she does qualify, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent her.
Entiendo que se le dio copia del papeleo y se le notificaron sus derechos. De acuerdo con su solicitud, determino que califica y le asigno al abogado de oficio para que la represente.
Está bien.
Very well.
Deputy, criminal history? Shoot, we lost her.
Yeah. She had an
Yes.
immigration issue. Oh.
What?
Were you talking about?
Ice hold? Ice hold?
No, she had an immigration issue in 24, no further check.
Gotcha. Bond set at 5,000. Court date's January 13th at 1 o'clock.
Se le fija la fianza en $5,000. Su audiencia va a ser el 13 de enero a la 1 en punto.
Buena suerte.
Okay.
Okay.
Give us 1 second. He went to get the other one.
Elizabeth and Wes, who you got? We lost the beard. Elizabeth, who you got?
Miss Hing with an H.
Okay, they've got.
And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
You too. Wes, who you got?
Your Honor, I have a state of Florida versus Matthew Vann.
We'll get them moved around. And
Which one is it?
we need number 8 and number 22. 8's a female and 22's a male.
All right.
All right, Mr. Turner, how you doing, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm well. Mr. Turner, they surprised us and they found the warrant that we couldn't find yesterday. So
Yes, sir.
Mr. Turner is here on your behalf. No relation.
No, sir.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a monetary bond, this bond for Walton County. So you can maybe post that of 5,000.
Yes, sir.
And then obviously, if you can't post it, but Mr. Turner here in the courtroom seems to think that you can. We'll
Yes,
have
sir.
a return of January the 20th, but obviously it seems like you're going to be long gone out of this, making a court date over there. And then still got you on the 10th of February for my court case. So
That is
I
correct.
think we've come to a resolution on getting everything in the same ballpark. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign.
A lot of different ways to
Next.
do it. Some right, some wrong, but they all end up the same way. The cat. would be
Next.
better. I love cats. Cook them right, they're delicious.
Next.
Snakes with hair.
Come here.
Stop.
Stand on it.
I don't mind that. State your name, for sir.
That's what we need. Bruckner. Where's Bruckner?
Do what? State your name for me.
Ronald Bertram.
Mr. Bertram, before the court charge, a simple assault. It's never simple. And disorderly conduct. You understand the charges?
Yes, I suppose so. Go ahead.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Based on your application, finally, you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
That's just fine. That's the way I wanted it.
Excellent.
Or you can have, see if we can get charges dropped.
Deputy, criminal history?
Excuse me?
Hopefully there's a 24 trespassing and para, disturbing and disorderly Louisiana, and 24, 20 and 21 obstruction out of Texas.
What do you have in the state of Louisiana to get disturbing the peace? I mean, short of that and nuclear.
He put him in cell 10.
All right, man. On the simple assault, bonds 2,500. On the disorderly conduct, 1,000. Court date's going to be January 13th at 1 o'clock. No contact, directly, indirectly, or through a third party alleged victim. Good luck, sir. Disorderly conduct in Louisiana.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next.
My favorite part of that appearance was him asking the judge if he could have his charges dropped. Could there be anything more futile than asking Judge Vann to drop your? No judge will do it. It's up to the prosecutor. Vann didn't even acknowledge it.
Red X, sir. State your name.
Matthew Vann.
Mr. Vann, you're before the court charged with violation of probation for an arson case in front of Judge Register. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Hatcher.
Yes, Judge, thank you. Your Honor, I understand the situation. Mr. Vann's got family that's in the room. He's been here, in the vicinity forever. He works, all that good stuff. However, I understand Judge Gay signed a warrant to be held with no bond. I can address that with Judge Gay at the appropriate time. I would, welcome Your Honor to change that if you would like. However, I'm also familiar with the rules and procedures that don't allow you to do that. So,
I can't fade that kind of heat.
No, sir, I know. My goal is to get a motion filed on Mr. Vann's behalf to take it up with Judge Gay in front of her. So
The court date I'm going to give is going to be the 12th at 9 o'clock, but obviously you can get something in front of Judge Register before then.
Judge Register, yes, sir. And my goal is, and because the allegations involve failing to do work hours, so I think it's something we can probably resolve for him.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, good luck, sir. Y'all take care.
Step to your right to the T.
No bond, right?
It's the court date. Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, state your name.
Anthony Cortez, Barry.
Mr. Barry, before the court on a fugitive from justice out of the great state of Alabama, Pike County, Alabama, to be precise.
Yes, sir.
They want to see you back in T-Roy. All right, Mr. Barry. Here's the deal. The only thing you and I really have to discuss is whether or not you're the this Cortez Barry that Alabama's looking for. If you agree that you are, it is probably in your best interest to go ahead and sign the waiver of extradition, putting Alabama on the clock to come get you. Otherwise, we have to wait for the process for Meemaw K and Governor DeSantis to go through the process of getting a governor's warrant, okay? I don't think you want to sit on death, do you?
Yes, sir.
So if you will step to your left, if you want to sign the waiver of extradition, sign the 5 copies of the waiver by video in my presence. She's got it right there on the dais for her.
Sign each copy.
Okay. Return date's going to be February the 10th, but you're long gone by then.
Yes, sir.
Yep, keep going.
Trust me when I tell you, I'm watching point. Hold up.
One more where the green light is over there. Next. Red X, ma'am. Face the TV. State your name.
Brittany Michelle Hing.
Ms. Hang, before the court, a violation of probation for what was originally a possession of controlled substance charge in front of Judge Gay. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Peskin is here on your behalf. We're going to give her a chance to speak on your behalf. Elizabeth?
Good morning, Your Honor, and good morning, Ms. Ning. We are both aware that she has got a hold without bond, so I'm not going to argue that this morning, Your Honor. If we could just have the next available date, please.
Yes, ma'am. The court date I'm going to give is February the 5th at 9 o'clock, but obviously there might be some court dates that you may be able to find earlier than that. So good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Peskin.
All right, thank you.
Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, ma'am. State your name.
That last one seemed happy to be there. It's odd.
Ms. Fisher, you're fully court charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of cocaine, and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, You do not qualify for the service of the public defender's office, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change, in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of hiring your own attorney or represent yourself.
We have a lot more than this. These are just ones that got caught.
Deputy, criminal history, Ms. Fisher.
Have on probation with you for criminal mischief.
Case number, ma'am?
24-5249 MM.
All right, Ms. Fisher. The possession of cocaine is 5,000. The paraphernalia is 1,000. Random UAs, court dates February 17th at 9 o'clock. And I'm signing a warrant for violation of probation, case 24-5249. Good luck, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign for your copy. Next, red X, ma'am. State your name.
Warrant for a DUI and a driving license suspended revoked. You understand those charges?
No, sir, I couldn't hear you.
You're charged with driving under the influence and driving with license suspended or revoked.
So I understood that.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney to represent you now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history, Ms. Newborn?
She shows no history.
Newborn, on what's called pretrial release. You report to the pretrial release office after court on Monday. That's your court date. 1 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Step to your right to the T.
No
When the
alcohol.
green light comes on, sign. No alcohol, he said. Next,
So, yeah, I haven't seen anything. So, can't believe it. I
next,
lost-
red X, ma'am. State your name.
Lincoln Houseman.
Ms. Houseman, you're fully court charged of driving under the influence. Do you understand that charge, ma'am?
Yes, sir. My DUI, that's not true. I tested 0 and my drug test was 0.
Well, they don't know what your drug test is yet. If they're pending urine.
I know.
Okay, so you're confident there, right?
Yes, sir. I've been clean my whole life. I got it once when I was 18 and I'm just going through, I guess I'm getting out of my car, I'm just gonna park it and not get back in it for a while.
Okay. We'll sort all that out when the urine test comes back.
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, you do qualify for the service of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history, Ms. Houseman?
24 criminal mischief, 21 battery, 15 trespass, disorderly, FTA, goes back to 10 with controlled substance.
All right, ma'am. I'm going to release you on what's called pretrial release. You report to the pretrial release office after court Monday, which is court date, January 3rd at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Step to your right.
I mean, if that's the case, I feel bad for her, but I have my doubts. I really do. But if she doesn't have anything in her system, she'll get out. It's just not the place to argue it.
To the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X. On the red X. State your name.
Madison Arvizo Nelson.
Ma'am, you're fully court charged of principal to grand theft. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
I understand you've been getting copies of paperwork and advice of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
That's all right. I'm usually wearing a dress. Deputy, criminal history?
He's on bond for a similar charge that happened prior to this one on the 27th.
Case number, ma'am?
24-4124 CF.
All right, ma'am. On the principal grand theft, bonds 5,000. No contact with alleged victim. Court date's February 27th at 9 o'clock. I'm revoking release in 24/41/24. Good luck, ma'am.
Wait, step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, ma'am. State your name.
Shayla Eldridge.
Eldridge, before the court order grand theft, do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been copied of the paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Sir.
Based on your application, if I find you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history, Ms. Eldridge?
DWLSR in 22, and some older North Carolina charges, 17 prostitution, 16 assault. And that's it.
Pre-trial release. Contact with the alleged victim via the pre-trial release office by Tuesday, January the 14th.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign for your copies. Next. Red X.
Yes.
State your name, ma'am.
Ms. Kitzmiller, before the court are possession of methamphetamine, possession, grand theft, possession of paraphernalia, and a non-registered license plate. This is heinous. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Sir.
Based on your application, if I find you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that now? Deputy, criminal history, Ms. Kitzmiller?
18 meth and insufficient funds. And some older 90s PWCs.
Mine said at 5,000 the meth, 5,000 the grand theft, 1,000 the paraphernalia, and 500 the tag. Court date's going to be February the 17th at 9 o'clock with random UAs. Good luck, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. State your name, ma'am.
Ms. Ham, you're before the court charged of violation of probation for what was originally a possession of controlled substance charges. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. You're held without bond. Your court date's going to be February the 12th at 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, you'll sign for your copy. Step on the T. Next. Red X. State your name.
Violation of probation for what was originally possession of methamphetamine. You understand that, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You're held without bond. Your court date is February 5th at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
Step behind, sign now. Step behind her. Step over. Next.
There's no next, I'm in.
Yeah,
Well,
he's getting it.
next page.
State your name.
Tori Palmer.
Oh, Mr. Palmore, you're before the court on a violation of conditional release for contact when you were ordered to have no contact by Judge Stevenson. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You know, tell you, those things are really being recorded.
I see. I see.
Yeah. They're serious about that. All right, man. On the violation of conditional release, bonds 5,000, your court date's January the 13th at 1 o'clock. No contact with the alleged victim, and I'm revoking release in 2558. Good luck, buddy.
Step to your right. Wait.
Why are you unnecessarily wasting the judicial time of this court?
On that chart, that case. All right, step on the T. Next. Wait, step on the X. State your name.
Cecil Sargent.
There you go. Yeah, we got a new position, huh? You like that, huh?
That's all they do?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Word needs to get out.
Nah,
guess
because the warnings that the judges give, I mean, they kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, but always like who's really gonna care? I think is the general consensus. But now we're obviously
He's been good at it all week.
I know. All right, Mr. Swearington, before the court charged with violation of no contact. You understand that?
Yes, sir. I was under the impression that no contact was lifted on the 18th when I went to court on the misdemeanor. They said that the charge was going to be dropped and the no contact was supposed to be lifted. That was back on the 18th. I go to court on the violation next week, the 15th. It was supposed to be all run together. That's what my violation was for that misdemeanor charge. So I was under the impression the contact was lifted.
Well, you were wrong. So 5,000 on the no contact, court dates January 13th at 1 o'clock, in case 246244, I'm revoking release. Good luck, buddy.
Next. Red X, state your name.
Josmar Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, before the court charged of operating a motor vehicle without a license. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You've indicated you're going to hire your own attorney to represent yourself. Is that how you're going to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Deputy, criminal history, Mr. Martinez?
19 couple FTAs, further the original charge, operating a motorcycle without a license and attaching a tag. 17 act back with the VOP in 18. That's it.
Bonds 2,500, court dates January 13th at 1 in front of Judge Dyer.
Yes, sir. Step T right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, sir. State your name.
Kevin Stewart.
Mr. Stewart, you're before the court charged of driving under the influence. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, since you qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir. I appreciate it. Now, I'm just requesting, I ain't trying to interrupt you. I'm just requesting no bond because I ain't got it to do it since it's my first offense ever.
Well, deputy, criminal history?
No history.
I mean, like in the history, I've never been arrested. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm just requesting, like I said, no bond if possible.
No, he just did it, but you still talking. Hold on.
You have the right to remain silent, but not the ability, apparently.
Okay.
Pretrial release, get the pretrial release office after court, January 13th at 1 o'clock. That's your court date.
All right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, sir. State your name.
Timothy Cook.
Mr. Cook, you're for the court on a fugitive from justice warrant out of the state of Tennessee. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Here's the deal. You and I have, the only thing you and I have to discuss is whether or not you are the Timothy Chandler Cook that Tennessee is looking for. If you agree that you are, it's probably in your best interest to sign the waiver of extradition by video in my presence, putting them on the clock to come get you. Otherwise, you can sit on dead time and wait for them to go through the process of getting a governor's warrant.
I am the one looking for you, sir.
Okay, step to your left and sign the 5 copies of the waiver by video in my presence, putting them on the clock.
Can I ask you a question real quick, sir?
Shoot.
Is there a certain way for my family to keep track of the extradition process?
That's a good question. I'm not sure that there really is. I know this. They are not going to give out any information about when you get transported for safety reasons.
Okay.
So the only thing that your family will be able to track is whether or not you are still in Bay County or if you've been moved to Bay County. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, they won't tell any transit information.
That makes sense.
All right, here.
All right. 10th is his return date, but he should be long gone by then.
Keep going. They're all the same.
What did he say? But
The
I should be going-
10th is your return date, but you should be long gone by then. And you have one more signature where the green light is right there for your copy. Next. I'm sorry, number 15 declined to make your acquaintance today.
Yeah, criminal history on number 15? He doesn't want a public defender. It's weird.
23 Florida fentanyl, para cocaine. 21 controls stolen credit card, grand theft, VOP ×2. 20 DWLSR, marijuana, para. 19 locally controlled substance ×2, petty theft, controlled substance, para, escape. 18 grand theft. 7. His history locally goes back to 08.
On
He doesn't have any open
February
cases.
13th at 9 o'clock.
That was 10,000.
50. 50.
Oh, thank you. State your name, sir.
Mr. Scott, you're before the court charged with possession of cocaine, tampering with evidence, resisting officer without violence, and a violation of probation for what was originally a battery on a law enforcement officer. You understand those charges?
Yes.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
He gave you a public defender.
Yeah, I need a public defender, yes.
Okay, we got that. Bond set at 5,000 on the cocaine, 5,000 on the tampering, 2,500 on the resisting, and you're held without bond on the VOP. Your court date's going to be February 27th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
All right.
Step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, sign. State your name, sir.
Before the court charge is violation of requirement for registration. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir, I guess so, yes.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Based on your application, if I qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now.
Okay.
Deputy, criminal history, Mr. Court.
This is an added charge. He's already in custody.
Court date's going to be February 17th.
What's the new?
Is it 5,000?
I did.
Thank you. Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. State your name.
Start on that. Mr. Manning, before the court charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or distribute, traffic methamphetamine over 14 grams, and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
You indicate you're going to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. Is that how you're going to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Manning?
24 weapon or ammo by felon resisting. 23 marijuana over 20 controlled substance, para, domestic cruelty to a child, carry and conceal. 22 controlled substance, para. Marijuana over 20, cruelty to a child. It goes back to 11 locally.
Bond said 25,000 on the cocaine with intent, 100,000 on the trafficking meth, 1,000 on the paraphernalia. Random UA's court date's going to be February 13th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign for your copy. Next,
He's not going anywhere.
red X, sir, state your name.
Mr. Moore, you're before the court charged of possession of methamphetamine and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir, I do.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you, so you have an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history?
Got him on bond in 2 felony cases and on probation and a DUI.
All right, let's start with the bonds first.
They're gonna be both 24. 2007 CF and 3368 CF.
The VOP?
24 4963 CT.
Which one? 125, 126. Math. They told me there wouldn't be any. All right, Mr. Moore, on the possession of meth, bonds 5,000, the possession of paraphernalia is 1,000. In case 244963 CT, I'm signing a warrant for violation of probation. In case 242007 and 243368 CF, I'm signing a revocation of release. Court date's going to be February the 17th at 9 o'clock. New charges. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. State your name, sir.
Mr. Miller, for the court on violation of probation. Judge Stevenson. You hit the jackpot. Judge Stevenson, in his infinite wisdom, has set your bond at $2,500. I would buy a lottery ticket when I got out. Court date's going to be February the 26th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. State your name, sir.
Joseph Lemoyne.
Warning you for the court on a violation of probation, sale, manufacture, controlled substance in front of Judge Clark. Judge Clark has ordered you held without bond. Your court date's going to be February the 17th at 9 o'clock.
Sir, I already was here for first appearance last Saturday on violation on my new charges. Is there a reason I'm being violated twice?
Judge Clark just got to sign the warrant, I guess.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, step over to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Mr. Harrison declined to come down also.
He's held without bond by Judge Clark, February 19th at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Next. Red X, sir. Face the TV, state your name.
Brian Coffey.
Mr. Coffey, for the court on a violation of probation for what was originally a sale, manufacture, delivery of methamphetamine in front of Judge Gay. Do you understand that, sir?
You understand why you're in custody?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, find that you do qualify for the service of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that? You got an
He gave
attorney
you a
now.
public defender.
Judge Gay is ordered and held without bond. His court date is February the 5th at 9 o'clock.
All right, step to your right to the T, sir. When the green light comes on, sign. Next.
Public defender. Contact his office and find out who his public defender is and see if they can either move it up, Judge Gay, or whatever.
Red X. State your name, sir.
John Thomas.
They can address that with Judge Gay about his bond. Okay. I can't change the bond there because it's another judge's bond, but Judge Gay can change her own bond. Not directly, but that's why I talked to the public defender's office. It's rather, yeah.
Muted.
Yes, ma'am.
I almost got through.
All right, this is Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, before the court on violation of probation for what was originally possession of cocaine in front of Judge Gay. Judge Gay is already held without. Court date is February the 5th at 9 o'clock.
Step to your right to the T. Mhm. When the green light comes on, you're gonna sign for your. State your name, sir.
Mr. Jones, before the court on violation of probation for what was originally a battery charge in my court. I set your bond at 5,000. Your court date is February the 5th at 1:30.
Step behind him at the signature pad. Next. Red X, sir. State your name.
My name is John Clark.
Mr. Clark, before the court on a violation of probation for what was originally felony petty theft. Based on your application, you make too much money to qualify for a public defender, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change. in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of hiring your own attorney or represent yourself. Any question about these?
I qualified for a public defender last time I was here.
Well, this time you put that you make $2,000 a week.
No, I didn't put that.
Well, somebody did. I didn't fill it out. So reapply. Held without bond, court date's February 19th at 9 o'clock.
Step behind him at the signature pad. Next. Step on the X. State your name.
Caleb Bruckner.
Sir, you're fully court charged driving under the influence. You understand that charge?
He's talking to you. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. That's true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, you make too much money to qualify for the service of the public defender's office, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change, in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of hiring your own attorney or represent yourself. Deputy, criminal history?
No history.
All right, buddy. Pretrial release. Be at the pretrial release office after court, February 13th at 1 o'clock.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, you're gonna sign for your copy. And that's a wrap.
That's been a good 2 weeks. Hey, as a gift to you, stand proud. I'm going to talk to Judge Smith next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
You just want to see me.
I can't get enough.
Those two are too much. Well, there you have it. That's what I have. That's the material I got today. Thank you, Brecken, for getting that to me. Those were fun. Good times. I was contemplating going out, but it's too damn cold. I know. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care if I leave my cave or not. What I'm really thinking is I need to get out of this town. I need a vacation. All right. If you are going out, behave yourselves. You know, as usual, I'm not bailing you out. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you soon.